walls of sickness could not hold.
Not at all.
So I sing for you, sing for you.
I talk for you. Good morning, Pastor Laurie and the members of the Wester Hall New Testament Church of God.
Let me sing for you, sing for you.
Wow, that was timely, man. Good morning to you and the family. Handsome little boy, beautiful little girl, and the wifey. Good morning.
But now I know just where I'm going.
The congregation, good morning.
Sounds of inspiration.
Yeah.
I come with Jesus.
Mr. Jeremy Hector, good morning to you. Boss, you have to teach me to play the guitar like you, right? And Josh, you have to teach me to play the drums. When I tell you Wester Hall New Testament Church of God has it, we have it. Trust me. Have it locked. Don't take my word for it. Visit us. Tomorrow night is a good night. Wednesday night and Sunday mornings. Remember, first and last Fridays. Brother Kelvin George and family, good morning. Rawl John T.D. Gans and family, good morning. Your mom, good morning. Pastor Blackett, good morning to you. Sister Blackett and your husband, good morning. I should not get into calling names because I can't, even at this point, I can't remember people's names in the church. But nonetheless, good morning. All the youthful ones. Good morning, Sister Maxine. How are you doing? All the youth, vibrant. Yeah. Hey, folks, it's 27 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Pastor Crow, good morning to you. And the family and the congregation. Pastor Samuel Niles, good morning. Pastor Kins Douglas, good morning. Bishop George Fletcher, good morning to you. That's my daddy too. He's my daddy-o. Nixon, good morning. How you doing? Auntie. There's something about that song that is so infectious. I think it's a brass line. Oh my goodness, the Facebook page is already lighting up. Mary E. Banks, good morning. Catherine Phillip, good morning. Marva Moore, good morning. Thanks. Sharon Bartholomew, good morning. Veronica Sandy, good morning. How did you do? Yeah. 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Let me tell you off the bat, we've got two different set of guests this morning. So, we've got limited time for that conversation. But, we always do what we've got to do. We'll be speaking with Project U, or that's that Project U, Lexon Fletcher. She'll be here with us this morning. And also we've got a representative from the Ministry of Education, I think it is, yes, as we look at Child Month, and also we're looking at the mathematics seminar that's coming up. So we've got a lot in store. Here now, Christmas in the air. You all feeling it yet? The morning's getting colder. Yeah, this bachelor thing ain't working again. No, trust me. The morning's getting cold, man. Good morning, Miss Meryl McQueen. Don't you find so it's cold? Is it because we're by the river? Mr. Leon Zilon, good morning. The surrounding neighbors, good morning. Downstairs, across, good morning. The Taylors, good morning. How do you do? Nice, nice. So good to have you on board. The community of Corinth and St. David. Good morning to you all. All right, let's get with the program so that we can have a smooth flow this morning. Let's get with the word of the day. And the word of the day today, it's a describing word. It's an adjective, and it is the word berserk. Berserk, all right? It is spelled B-E-R-S-E-R-K. I'm sure you heard this word. Sometimes people use it out of context, but hear what it means. Now, berserk generally means markedly out of control due to intense anger or excitement. Now, it is often used in the phrase go berserk, which can mean either to become very excited or to become very angry and often violent. Yeah. Can you identify someone like that? By the snap of a finger, they're gone on a tangent from 0 to 100 in 0 seconds flat. Now here's how we can use this word. The crowd went wild with berserk fans screaming as the main act finally hit the stage. Now while at that, can anybody provide me with a clean copy of The Equalizer 3? I want to go berserk with that movie. Yeah, I have a copy of it, but it's blurry, it's not clear, it's inaudible. You know what I'm saying? Someone give me a clean copy of it now. Tell me where I could find it. The latest with Denzel Washington and that trilogy, The Equalizer. All right, so that's the word of the day. Berserk generally means markedly out of control due to intense anger or excitement. It is often used in the phrase go berserk, which can mean either to become very excited or to become very angry and often violent. And how we can use it? The crowd went wild with berserk fans screaming as the main act finally hit the stage. Nice. Boise's fans went berserk when Boise did the presentation at the Groovy Monarch. Yeah. Had Dash crying. Good morning, St. Patrick. How are we this morning? Miss Clarissa Sylvan, good morning. How do you do? Formerly 2 Saint. You alright? Good, nice. Stay strong as always, right? And beautiful. And now, Nadisha, here's your thing, right? Someone asked me last night, why are you always calling Nadisha names? She's my friend. Yes, she's one of the friends of the program, man. You know, we never met in person, but she's always with us. She promised to let me taste her peanut butter snow ice because she says it's better than the one at Randa's parlor in Corinth. I doubt it, though, but I'll have to give it a try one of these days. All right, Nadisha? Good. So the thought of the day, it is the price of doing the same old thing is far higher than the price of change. The price of doing the same old thing is far higher than the price of change. I know you'd like this one, right? 20 minutes on to 7 o'clock. What's buzzing? Of course, I have to remind you that the hunting season is open. It was open from the 1st of October and it will run through the 31st of December. And that season is applicable to the manacle, tattoo, iguana, the ramie, and the monkey. Yeah. You know, last night in a conversation I was having with the Honorable Senator Claudette Joseph before, you know, we actually got on the set with Beyond the Headlines and we were talking about the open up the hunting season. And she was like, people eat monkey? I'm like, yeah, duh. Go to Willis when they have their wild meat fest. Yeah, take a taste. I'm not eating that. I ain't eating nothing that looking so. You understand? Yeah, but the season is open, and hunters, you're asked to be cautious. As a matter of fact, this morning on our way down, was it this? No, last night actually. Very early after 7, I passed some guys with their hunting guns on the Red Gate area, going. I guess they're going to look for the Manikou. Yeah, well, partners, there's a big one that always takes its time and walk across the road and then walk alongside Cane Co there. I don't know if he's a zombie or what, but check it out, right? Good, right. So that's buzzing. Also, it's not too late to congratulate the national netball team on winning the ECCB regional tournament. Congratulations to the team. We also got awards for the best shooter, the best defender, and the team got the award for the most disciplined team. All right, and that augurs well. Well, once Kathian is involved, you know you gotta be good. All right, good morning, Kathian, and your husband. Yeah, I know he's proud of you. Let him know that it's McDonald College that calls that, right? Not because you're from Snell Hall, but because you went to McDonald College, the best secondary school on the island. I am opening a battlefield because I know Joseph would come up and say no, nothing so, but yeah, McDonald College is the best secondary school on the island. Good morning, Mr. Andal. Nice. Okay, good. What else is buzzing? Okay, so we also heard of the Methodist Church in Grenada. It's collaborating with the Ministry of Education to host 2 in-person mathematics workshops for secondary school teachers, and that will be facilitated by Singapore's renowned mathematics guru, Dr. Yap Banhar. All right, he will be here for 2 days, and you'll be getting more information as the time gets closer. Also buzzing, the Con Festival 2023 is on, as organizers confirm that for the 8th year they will be hosting the event on the sister isle of Carriacou. The family event is anticipated to be grand, as many participants near and far are expected to attend. All right. Also buzzing, well, you'll hear something like a little tweak to it in the news actually. John Crow, a Grenadian living in the US, is once again positively impacting the lives of the elderly, differently abled, and vulnerable people in Grenada. Now, for the 4th year, Mr. Crow has donated assistive devices and other medical items to be distributed across the nation. Wonderful initiatives, but it seems as though it's running into some problems. All right, right now October 31st is a new date announced for the launch of activities to celebrate Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence. That's the 31st. The last one, I don't want to read it. It's like pouring salt in a fresh wound, so I wouldn't go there, but it's that incident that occurred last week. In case, let's leave that there. So folks, this is where we take that break. We have to head off. Who else? Diane Thomas, good morning, GBN family and friends. Do to others that which you would like them to do to you and your family. All right. Edmond Gordon, good morning, guilty innocent Joseph Papi. How you doing? Everything all right? A long time no see. All right. Sharon Bartholomew, yes, we did Krong City all the way. Kathy and Adams, good morning, my Grenadian family, my lovely nieces, auntie, we love you all. Good morning, Gordon. Have a wonderful show today. Locked in, yes. Give Zuri and Solange a tight hug and a kiss for me, and give Kenneth a special one, and you take one for yourself, all right? And hope to see you soon. Come down for the Christmas, let's have a blast. All right, good. Auntie, go make some real nice green pea soup, Petlin, behave yourself now. Good morning. You didn't go for the firing. Okay, yeah, but I'll collect it. And you still have the guts to say SAS is the best? Nah. Nadisha say, yes, I do love it. Yes, come get your snow ice. Come. You cook. Tell me better. You haven't beaten anyone in Corinth. Trust me. All right, lots of people from all... Good morning to you. This is... All right. Wait until you taste mine in Budge Grove. Hey, Wendy, how you do? All right. Lots of people from all over say it's the best. You have to try it and judge. I judge already. The one in Corinth is the best. All right. Miss Randa, yeah, that's the best peanut. I'm addicted to it, you know. Could you imagine that sometimes I sit down and I suck 10 at a time, you know? That's why you notice I start putting on some weight on the stomach. All right, a good friend sends this quote all mornings. Always be yourself, because if you're not yourself, who are you? Yeah, be yourself, all right? Don't try to be somebody else. You could give some people a drop of water and they'd still appreciate you. You could give other people the entire ocean and they'd still take you for granted. That is so true. As it was written, truer words were never written, you know? Yeah. All right, so folks, we've got to take that break. We have the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. That's coming up. Those of you on the classic platform, yes, this morning's edition. Those of you on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us. We're with you anywhere and everywhere.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide, to light that shines always. Wherever you run, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. A member of the Royal Grenada Police Force who was seen in a video circulated on social media where a man was being beaten has been sent on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation which was launched into the matter. Police say further updates will be given in a timely manner as to the outcome of the investigation and any action taken. One Grenadian is lamenting that after 4 years of giving back to his home country, he may be forced to discontinue his initiative due to lack of support. More in this report.
For the past 4 years, John Crow, a Grenadian living in the United States, has been donating a 100-foot container filled with assistive devices, medical supplies, beds, and other items to local hospitals, elderly homes, non-profit organizations, and vulnerable persons. The Grenadian is presently on island distributing supplies, including in his latest shipment. He has indicated that this could be his last year due to the lack of local support received.
I'm talking about the individual effort that could be made by our elected officials, the people who you vote for, right? And who you don't vote for. I'm saying that to offer some kind of assistance. You know, I'm not asking for a lot. Help. I mean, like, help us locate a place to store the items. Help us to locate men and women who are willing to volunteer to help, to collect these items, to bring home to Grenadians, for Grenadians, not for me. I have no senior citizen in my family living in Grenada right now. All of the seniors, so to speak, are gone, right? So it's not like my family is benefiting, or I'm benefiting personally, right? I'm not making any money off of it, but I have to spend $7,000 to ship the container, $7,000+ to ship the container here. Then we have to spend another $4,000 to $5,000 when we get here through port fees, etc. We get concession from the government. But
John Crow pointed out that while some people have stepped up to help in whatever way they can, others have not.
And while I've had a few individuals who stepped up, like Terry Forrester have stepped up and tried to help, Clarice Mothers have stepped up and tried to help, the young lady from the Minister of Health office, Ross, Kadisha Ross. She's stepped up, right? I get from other who shall remain nameless individuals who are giving me excuses or no, I would not respond to my phone calls or not, and all I'm asking for is whatever assistance you can give on a local level. Understand this, right? I travel throughout the tri-island state, the tri-state of New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, right, New York City, right, the 5 boroughs of New York City, and collect items.
Crow, who is originally from Birch Grove, said that he also faces challenges in his country of residence.
Because the thing is, I don't have, in New York where I live, I do not have my own space in terms of a storage house or anything like that. So I'm using my house, our house. But I got 2 tickets for crowding the front of the house because I have a porch, veranda. And so then the items were in the veranda and somebody called the police, the fire department. And the fire department says it's a fire hazard. So they give me a ticket for the other one is like because I put on the cones, so when the trailer comes, it'll have a place to park. I got a ticket for that, and that one is too big. We have to go to court for that as well.
While it is Mr. Crow's desire to continue helping people in his home country, he said for now he is left with no choice but to stop unless he gets help. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
The mental health of employees takes center stage for this year's observance of Mental Health Day. While globally, the day is observed under the theme, Mental Health is a universal human right, the local theme is kindness.
The Psychosocial Unit within the Ministry of Social and Community Development will be collaborating with the Ministry of Health to host activities that will emphasize the importance of employees' mental health. Kizzy Matthew Clarence, head of the Psychosocial Unit in the Ministry of Social Development, said depression has been recognized as a growing mental health concern. Against this backdrop, the Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs will be conducting free depression testing at the Ministerial Complex on Tuesday. This coincides with the annual observance of Mental Health Day on October 10th. World Mental Health Day is geared towards raising awareness about mental health around the world and to mobilize efforts to support people experiencing mental health issues.
So for this year, Mental Health Day, we are celebrating under the universal theme, mental health is a human right. But locally, we have adopted Be Kind, simply because we have noticed and we have realized that a lot of persons are unkind, they are not reaching out and they are not supporting. And for this year, for Mental Health Day, we have put together a number of activities. For the very first day, we are going to visit 2 of the homes, that's Kadrona Home for the Aged and Grandnan's Home for the Aged, because we are collaborating with the Desk of the Elderly, who is also celebrating in the month of October. And we recognize that when it comes to kindness, we have to be kind to our older adults.
To perform at the maximum, an individual's mental health must be in check. According to Matthew Clarence, oftentimes employees' mental health is neglected. Therefore, the psychosocial therapist is calling on employers to encourage their staff members to look after themselves, as well as put structures in place to ensure their staff is mentally well.
So on Wednesday, we are going to be engaging our staff in a distressing activity, maybe a 5-10 minute break, maybe some laughter, some games, to ensure that, they are able to de-stress. On Thursday, we are doing some outreach to schools, we have some outreach to daycare, and a number of churches and so on who we recognize also, when it comes to mental health, needs to be on board. On Friday, which is our bumper event or signature event, which we began last year, it's just a music hour for staff and for anyone who wants to come. Just a relaxing time with Ultimate Perfections this year. We know the importance of music and dancing and laughter. And again, we're combining that with art.
Individuals can reach out to the Psychosocial Unit in the Ministry of Social and Community Development for support.
To at the Psychosocial Support Unit, we offer psychosocial support or counseling, and anyone can access help through either of our district offices located at St. Andrews, St. David's, St. Patrick's, or even the main office, or you can call us at 440-2269.
Christina John, GBN News.
It's World Post Day, and the Grenada Postal Corporation commemorates the day with a grand expo in front of its main office. Rena Pierre attended and filed this report.
World Post Day is celebrated each year on the 9th of October. The purpose of World Post Day is to bring awareness to the post role in the lives of people and businesses, as well as its contribution to global social and economic development. In this regard, the Grenada Postal Corporation hosted a grand expo at its main branch in Burns Point, St. George. Director of GPC, Randall Robinson, spoke of the event.
The post has the ability to be able to move. We've been moving letters. We can move packages, right? We can move your merchandise, whatever it is you need. We have small businesses. People come from all over to come into town to shop or whatever as the case might be. You can make a call from Sates to a small business in town if you want to get your whatever it is. You know, ladies want the beauty products and all of that. We have flat rate services. You know what we talk about, our no delivery service. Whatever could fit in the bag, you put it in the bag, you could get it at the nearest post office.
Post Day 2023 is celebrated under the theme Together for Trust, Collaborating for a Safe and Connected Future. Robinson said the day is also about the workers and the role they play within the profession despite their challenges. He spoke of how they celebrated their workers.
And we thought that this year, you know, let's try and raise spirits a little bit. Let's really concentrate on staff and trying to make things happen for our staff members. So we had we started with for World Post Day award and appreciation exercise celebration, you could say, over at Pier 57. So most of the staff came out and they had a wonderful time. We followed that with a church service, which is usual for World Post Day. We usually go to church, and so we did that at the St. George's Anglican on Sunday morning, 7:30, and then today it culminates with the the Expo.
Abisha Maxime, Acting Deputy Director of Post, spoke of the new services that the Postal Corporation is now offering.
Here we actually launched 3 new services. The first one would be the Now Delivery service. The Now Delivery service is an economical way for persons to move packages around Grenada and Carriacou, not Petit Martinique just yet. The other service would be the Flash Courier. And the Flash Courier is a courier in any sense. Speedy service. What we can say is that our courier offers 2 delivery options: same day delivery or next day delivery. And the third one is a depot service. So that depot service is where the GPC would be partnering with Skybox companies, for example, like Swiftback. Their customers can come into any one of our selected offices and collect their packages.
With the advancement in technology, the GPC continues to develop new ways to provide better services to the population as well as to generate revenue, so the corporation will bounce back to its original state. For GBN News, I am Rena Pierre Thomas reporting.
Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Andy Williams, said government's implementation rate has moved from 30% to approximately 87%. He made the statement while addressing Grenadians in the diaspora on Sunday at the NDC New York Town Hall meeting. He also addressed the Fort George project, which he said government received approximately $6 million in August of 2017 to convert the fort into a tourism site.
The minister, when he came into office, he gave that project to MIT and said, MIT, I want you to deliver on this. And we had approximately 8 months to deliver on that project. What we did, we started. And when we started, I brought all parties into play. Cable and Wireless, Digicel, Police Headquarters, NTRC, the Ministry of Tourism, everyone. And there was someone from the NNP camp who owned one of the towers on Fort court judge. And he said to me, he said, let me tell you something. The reason that project cannot get going. And that's the reason why we never touched it. But I said to him, if my Prime Minister gave me a task, it has to be completed. So we have to find a way to do it. What happened? In January 2023, we started that project. That project now is approximately 66% in implementation. And we are on our way to make Fort George a tourism site. That site...
According to a regional survey, just about half of all citizens in the ECCU are not financially resilient. Governor Timothy N.J. Antoine is calling for a coalition of partners to join the ECCB in crafting and implementing a strategy to scale up financial literacy and inclusion in the Eastern Caribbean Union.
According to Governor Timothy N.J. Antoine, financial literacy and inclusion are strategic priorities for the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. He was speaking at a regional event to announce the results of the Financial Literacy and Financial Inclusion Survey. Financial inclusion refers to access to a range of financial services, while financial literacy refers to the ability to understand and use financial knowledge for personal financial management. Governor Antoine called for partnerships in the ECCB in fashioning and executing a strategy to advance financial literacy and inclusion in the currency union.
When it comes to our personal finances, we must hope for the best, but plan for the worst. So armed with the results of this survey and seized with a sense of urgency, I now issue a clarion call for a coalition of partners, champions, institutionally and individually, to join the ECCB as we craft a strategy to scale up financial literacy and inclusion in the ECCU.
The governor suggested that this could be achieved through strong collective commitments such as collaboration between the ECCU's Ministries of Education and the Caribbean Examinations Council to make financial literacy a high priority for high school graduates. Governor Antoine also said that if every workplace, starting with governments, offered financial wellness programs, this would be a giant stride in push for financial resilience and wealth creation.
The survey reveals, and I won't say much because the big reveal is going to come shortly, that 1 in 2 persons in the ECCU are not financially resilient. We have a big challenge on our hands. When I think of financial literacy or financial resilience, I think of it as a capacity to absorb and bounce forward, not back, forward from a shock, such as a health event, a job loss, an economic downturn, a natural disaster, or even a pandemic.
The central bank governor also said that over the past 21 years, the ECCB has sought to raise the level of financial literacy through its savings and investment courses, its annual financial information month, and in the past 7 years through its weekly podcast, ECCB Connects. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.
The Grenada Tourism Authority is hosting yet another cohort of the Pure Grenada Excellence Champion Training for all who are interested.
The training, which is free, aims to improve the way in which employees in Grenada interact with customers daily by providing proper customer service training to persons. The Grenada Excellence Champion Training is a 4-hour workshop which will run for 2 weeks in October and November. It was initiated after a survey by the GTA revealed that the level of customer service offered on the island was poor and needed improvement. Georgia Emery, Product Development Officer at GTA, spoke of the ongoing training.
Now today is the first day we're here and we're going to be here for the entire week. Today we would have started off with 48 participants who were very, very excited to start the program, and Mr. Frederick is doing a wonderful job so far. The Excellence Champion program was conceptualized to literally drill into the service offering in Grenada. Over time, we've realized that the service industry has been plummeting downwards, and we realized that we had to do an intervention, hence the reason why the program was conceptualized.
The Product Development Officer explained that 1,200 persons were trained in the first cohort of the Grenada Excellence Champion Training, and a similar number is expected to be trained in this round.
We are going to be going to Tamsisi to do sessions. We are going to be going to Nulo. We have quite a number of business places requesting us. We're also trying to see if we can go back up to St. Andrew, St. Patrick the latter part of November, so we can always keep you guys updated. Persons who are interested, you can call the office to register, or you can log on to our website. The training is open to anyone. It is not just for tourism personnel.
Participants who complete the training will receive a certificate of participation. She said the training is not just for persons directly involved in customer service, but for everyone.
The training is 1 day, so these are 1-day trainings. So if you would have come today, there's no need for you to come tomorrow. At the end of the training, persons are going to be receiving their certificates signed by our CEO and Mr. Frederick, as well as their excellence pin that is going to distinguish them so that you know exactly the persons who would have completed the training. It's 9 to 1. So, I mean, you can find a way to restructure your staff, juggle them, as they say, because it's really, really beneficial. At the end of the day, the staff, they leave here more grounded, they leave here more passionate about what they do, and that trickles back into your business.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pett-Thomas reporting.
It's always a welcome gift when parents can receive some financial relief. Dabreo Mutual Life Insurance is offering just that by awarding scholarships to 5 students successful in this year's CPEA exam.
Dabreo Mutual Life is reaffirming its support for education as its way of giving back to the community. For 32 years, the company has been providing support to students on their educational journey. Since the inception of the Book Award in 1991, over 150 students have been recipients. This year, 5 successful students in the 2023 Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment were awarded during the 2022-2023 Dabreo Mutual Life Insurance Book Award ceremony. Students must achieve a 75% score or more to be eligible for this award. Branch Manager Nereza Andrew highlighted some of the criteria for granting the book awards.
Eligibility for this award is that the applicant or the child must hold a Dabreo Mutual Life Insurance policy which was in force on the date the examination was written at the time the award is granted and over the 5 years for which the award is valid, unless the policy matures within this period. The insurance policy must also have been enforced for at least 1 year prior to the 2023 examination. The book awards will be granted only to children attending secondary schools in Grenada, and the child's CPEA results must be no less than 75% of the total marks. A copy of each end of term results is to be submitted to the society on a timely basis. Minimum overall score of 75% to be maintained for the 5-year period, and an overall performance must be satisfactory. You must maintain your policy during the 5-year period, failing which this award will be withdrawn.
The branch manager encouraged students to continue to excel despite the challenges that may confront them, while at the same time imploring upon parents to encourage their children in their studies.
Students, make yourself and your parents proud by keeping a positive attitude towards your schoolwork. Study hard and do well. Excel in all that you do. And as I end this speech, I want to leave you with the following inspirational quote. Focus on your goal and remember that excellence is not a skill, it is an attitude. So keep a positive attitude always.
Dabreo Mutual Life Insurance operates in Guyana and 3 Eastern Caribbean territories, namely St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Grenada, serving over 20,000 policyholders. Some of their policies include term policies, mortgage protection, endowment policies, and whole-of-life policies. Christina John, GBN News.
Remember these statements? Every child matters. See me, value me. Tonight, we take a look back at some important messages to ponder as we celebrate Child Month 2023.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Child Month is celebrated from the 1st to the 31st of October every year. This year, the theme is Every Child Matters. See me, value me. In recognition of Child Month, GBN's I Saw features a few snippets from official messages delivered to mark Child Month.
During this month of October, let us lend support to all children, recognize their talents, focus on showing each child that he or she is of great value to our society, and do our best to instill sound values in our children.
The Special Education Unit, it is our hope that we all see ourselves as agents of change, that we embrace each opportunity to promote, support, and encourage all children, because every child matters and deserves to be seen and valued.
However, seeing and valuing children is not enough. We must also act. We must advocate for policies and initiatives that prioritize the well-being of children, that protect their rights, and that provide them with the tools they need to reach their full potential. We must support organizations and individuals dedicated to improving the lives of children, for they are the true champions of our shared vision.
We must listen to our children, their dreams, their concerns, and ensure that they have a voice in decisions that affect them. We must teach them to value diversity, the importance of kindness, and the power of inclusion.
The established color for Child Month is burnt orange. However, in recognition of Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence, the national colors will be featured for this year's celebration. Therefore, the t-shirts will be red with green and gold text. Share with us your photo and video submissions of your activities to mark Child Month via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Make your move with Quartz Ready Cash and get a payment holiday for the holidays. Plus, with your next Quartz Ready Cash loan, you can enter to win up to $20,000 cash, plus other fabulous prizes in the Ready Cash Mega Money Roadshow. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, and 2 references. Fund your life your way with Quartz Ready Cash. Get $100 cash when you refer a friend to Quartz Ready Cash. The more friends you refer, the more cash in your hand. Apply now. Visit shopquartz.com. Make your move with a loan from Quartz Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
Introducing the NIS Dream Loan, where possibilities are boundless and your aspirations are our priority. No matter where life takes you, NIS Dream Loans are here to make your dreams a reality. From purchasing your first plot of land or dream property to renovating spaces, building your home, and seamlessly switching mortgages, we cater to every step of your journey. And here's what sets us apart. We offer easy financing options with competitive interest rates, quick approval processes, and flexible repayment terms. So why wait? Apply now and let our dedicated NIS team guide you through this exciting journey. Visit nisgrenada.org/dream loan or call 440-3309 to book an appointment. Terms and conditions apply. Your dream awaits.
Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sun Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire and accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Southern Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Welcome viewers and listeners. It's 18 minutes after 7 o'clock and it's time to get on with the conversation. And it's a pleasure to have with me a former colleague, former teaching colleague, Mr. Jervis Dabreo. Good morning, bro.
Morning, sir.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. And happy to be in the studio with you this morning.
Yeah, I wonder, what is the formula? You keep looking younger. I mean, how do you do it?
Well, the grays are coming in, but I think I have over the years found a way to not let the stress get to me too much.
Okay, all right. Yeah, learn to live one day at a time.
One day at a time.
Today you deal with today's issues. You don't worry about problems that ain't come yet.
True. You don't bring tomorrow's problems into.
Nah. And I keep telling people that, a lot of people stress out about what if my wife harm me? What if I lose my job? What if? But it ain't happen yet.
Yeah.
And you're stressing about that.
What if creates a lot of problems. But I'll tell you, in my line of work, what if is a question you have to keep somewhere close in the front of your mind.
Yes. What if that goes wrong?
What if that goes wrong? How would I react? How would I handle that?
Yeah, but what if what you're preparing for, what you're stressing about, what if it never comes?
Then you've wasted a lot of stress.
That's another what if. But nonetheless, folks, by now you should identify his voice if you don't know him by face. As I said, Mr. Jervis Dabreo. He is representing the Ministry of Education this morning, but he's more directly involved with Grenada CSIRT.
Yes.
And what CSIRT means again?
The Cybersecurity Incident Response Team.
Okay, now before we get into the meat of the matter this morning, I want you to explain what is CSIRT all about and what are its main functions.
So the National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team, it was an initiative of the prior administration. The idea was to set up this entity that would spearhead awareness, cyber security awareness, so our people are able to navigate the digital space safely. And of course, that made sense because we were talking digital transformation. We were talking pay.gov, being able to pay your bills online and so forth. That also came just at the tail end of the height of the pandemic, where we had a lot of people trust online. Work from home was a thing, but how to do all of that safely was foreign to many people. So we were set up for that, and to ensure that there is an entity people can call into to say, hey, what is happening here? Is this website okay? Is this a scam I'm looking at? I'm having a problem with my child. How do I set up some sort of monitoring? I have this group and we need to have a conversation about being safe, whether it's through e-commerce, what have you. So that was the thought process behind it. And of course, the elections came, the new administration is here. The CSOT is endorsed by the new administration because, again, we're looking at digital transformation.
And that's the age for it.
Yes, and there is no digital transformation without focusing on cybersecurity. That's the reality behind it. We look at what is happening world over, the amount of money that is being lost, big companies, people's data and information falling into the hands of bad actors, and just generally getting people to a place where they know what to look out for and how to be responsible, whether it is the young ones, the older ones, how to be responsible in terms of what you do, how you do it in the virtual space. Understanding, as we say from the National CSOT, your online actions have offline consequences.
Yes, of course. Now, 10, 15 years ago, when we were actually in the classroom, did you really see yourself? Because I noticed quite a number of us left the profession. I see the Koto in the ministry now. So are you gone?
I wanted to be a teacher for a very, very long time before I got into teaching. So even after being moved actively from the classroom into the Ministry of Education, I am still a teacher at the National CSOT because of the awareness campaigns that we run. We're in the schools, we're in the community, we go to the churches. You invite us and we are going to show up to help educate and empower our people. That is teaching. So I may not have a form, I may not have a period to teach at 8:15, but it does not mean I'm no longer a teacher. So I normally tell my boss, I have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
I get the flexibility of not being active in the classroom, but I still get to teach.
Right?
Yeah, I still get to teach.
Okay, so we're talking from the Ministry of Education standpoint, we're talking Child Month, and mental health is also a key word here because today is actually Mental Health Day. Yeah. Now, how does CSOT and the IT aspect incorporates into Child Month? Because we know the dangers that are out there with your children being overly exposed to cyberspace.
So there are a couple ways we could look at this, right? But I'd like to look at it from being a parent in this instance. There is no conversation about raising children right now that would not have at some point the topic of cybersecurity, the online world coming up, right? We see what is happening with education. We saw what happened during the height of the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, with online learning, right? Businesses, we see that some of the businesses that were able to thrive and survive when the place was on lockdown were businesses that were able to transition into the virtual space. So if we're looking at children, we're talking children, a conversation must take place around online security, the protection of the digital footprint, and we are tasked with raising awareness. So if you look at it this way, you can say that we, while in the Ministry of ICT, we are an arm to the Ministry of Education because of what we do in the schools and with parents and teachers and so forth. So that is how we fit into it. When you speak of mental health, we have a role to play in that as well. We see what is happening online with cyberbullying. Unfortunately, it is not just a children problem. Yesterday's children, there are some who are being irresponsible as well. And I imagine tomorrow's children, there are going to be some that are going to be irresponsible in terms of what they post, how they post, what they say, and so forth. And I think because we are removed from being in the person's presence, so I can't physically eyeball you, I can't see you, touch you, and so forth, sometimes we do not realize how much harm we cause just by our careless postings. And if what is posted will affect you or me as adults, then it will take a toll on our young people as well. Yeah. And that is where parenting comes in, because you have to ensure that while the children need to find their voice and they need to use their voice in the virtual space, there are bad things that can happen and that are happening. And you have to ensure at the end of the day that they know how to unplug and how to protect their mental health. How to say, hey, what I'm seeing here, it makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, right? I don't feel right engaging with that, and know that it's okay to step away for a little bit. But I must hasten to add that the deciding to remove yourself from the space, while it has its place, that is not ultimately what we want. Because when you look at how bullying worked back in the physical space, exclusion is a form of bullying. Yeah, we playing a little football match, and there's this one child we always leave out. Right? There are 9 of us. Or there are 10 of us and we play in 5 and 4, 1 out, right? That is a form of bullying. And some people, they push that as well. They will say things to get you to move off the platform. What they've done is muzzle your voice in that space to a certain extent. So we have to teach our children and us as adults how to function. Everyone will not agree with us. That is just how it is. But at the same time, you need to know when, hey, I need to block this person, right? I need to change up the filters so that person cannot see what is posted. I need to delete this comment. I need to report and block, so I can protect myself and my mental health.
We're talking the child related, but I want to go back before we come forward. Do you think that enough was done in terms of the requisite for adults, parents, to really navigate and manipulate these things? Because if you look at what happened during COVID, when children had to go on the tablets and so forth, a lot of parents still have this phobia towards the devices and so forth. Sometimes I myself, being an IT person, I don't really interact with the gadgets as you might do, but don't you think that there should be an ongoing conversation engaging adults, whether it's a cyber literacy or something like that, where parents and guardians and adults can really... I heard the government talk about getting the elderly involved in ICT and so forth at some stages, but I think we ought to do that, because if we don't, parents won't be able to protect their children.
Yeah. Well, there are a couple of things to unpack here. One, the whole feel of ICT, it is so dynamic that it is practically impossible for anybody to really stay on top of everything, right? That is why you have network administrators, and you have people in cybersecurity, you have coders, programmers, what have you, because there is so much happening in the space. In all fairness to our people, COVID-19, we didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. And it really exposed us.
Right. And while there are a lot of little things that have been happening in terms of people being made aware that, because you have little companies, organizations that offer training and so forth, and some of them, they're affordable. I think many of us did not see many people did not see the importance of being in a place where they are functional within the digital space, right? I have a friend who a couple of years ago told me when automatic vehicles were coming in that, hey, this thing would never catch on. He would never drive an automatic vehicle because manual is the way to go. Well, he's driving an automatic now, and the writing was on the wall that automatics were going to replace manuals, and that is what is happening. I think we some people did not look at the writings on the wall in terms of what is happening within the digital space. So we know there are online services. We know about online shopping. We know that you can have a video call and so forth. But many people did not bother to find out or figure out how does that work, right? What can I do with it? You have people with expensive, powerful phones, and all they do is make calls and chat on WhatsApp and maybe scroll through TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, not realizing that they can be productive on the devices as well. So in all fairness, we had a few little things happening, but it's only when the pandemic hit we realized how important it is for people to know how to navigate the space, know how to use the technology. Now, in terms of what is happening, well, the CSOT, we have been doing quite a bit. I know the Ministry of Education, they took a look at the syllabus within the secondary school, and they introduced a syllabus for a curriculum guide for the lower secondary. So that is something that was not around when we were there, focusing mainly on the more application side of the technology, right? So responsible use, digital literacy, researching skills and so forth. These are things that you need, whether you're doing IT as a subject or not. You need that. It doesn't matter what career path you decide to go down.
That's for life.
Right.
It's part of life now.
Right. And thirdly, I think that it shows up the little gaps in our education system. I remember you've had that conversation going on Fridays in terms of the relevance and importance of education. Lifelong learning is not a book theory. This should be a reality for everybody. So you need to look at where you are. What do you do? I am a farmer. I am a plumber. What is happening within my space in terms of technology? The mechanics, many of them are going to just be able to change brakes maybe not too long from now because you can't pong the vehicles as before, right? So look at what is happening in your space. Look at how you can incorporate certain technologies and then you can use it. For the parents who would say, hey, I am not that techie. Well, I'm saying in order to guide our children, we do not need to be techie. We do not need to be, technical. We do not need to know all there is. We will never know all there is within the field. But there are some basic principles, if instilled in our children, will help them navigate whatever the space is. Cyberbullying happens because we forget it is okay to be kind. It is nice. It is good to be kind. Be kind to one another. If you're kind to one another and we understand the principle of being kind, we will not say hurtful things just because we are able to hide miles away behind a keyboard.
Behind a keyboard and a screen. Yeah.
Respect people's property, right? If it's not yours, then you should not just, go in and take. But that's going to take care of hackers and frauds and all these things, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to break into your system. It is not mine to break into. I
not even because I could.
Right.
Yes, it's not mine,
right.
So I'm not going there.
So, for the parents who are not techie, it's just these basic principles.
Life principles.
These things, they can be applied. It doesn't matter where you find yourself. An ethical businessman doesn't need to go to business school to know that he should be ethical, right? The concept of ethics should be one that is instilled from the womb, in the first home, that is, in the first school rather, yes. which is the home. So, I don't want parents to think that, hey, just because you don't know how to set up a firewall, you do not know what software to install, that you cannot keep your children safe. And on that, I can also hasten to add that there is a learning opportunity in all of this. In a sense, I have been taught things by my little ones. The good thing is they're not hearing this now. But I have been taught things by them. And we're talking tech things.
Yeah.
Right? So it will help bring yesterday's children and today's children closer together. Right? That's the older ones. And it's interesting that this month is the month of the elderly and the month of the child.
Yeah.
So
once a month, twice a child.
Have a conversation. How do you do this? All right. Help me with this. Some of us older ones, we need the manual. The young ones, I think they breathe it in.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen a child that should not be more than 3 years old going through the smartphone to get the app that he wants. And I'm like, how? I mean, is it something in the breast milk now or something? I don't know.
I can't explain that. I don't think I've come across any body of research that could explain what is happening. But to say that our children, they are digital natives, right? This is their world and it's evolving quickly. When you look at what is happening with AI and a lot of other things that's, happening within the tech space. And secondly, they're not stupid. Yeah. Right? I think we sometimes give our children less credit than should be given. A determined child is going to find a way to get it done. And that is where a conversation about keeping them safe starts with a conversation. Yeah. So, for a lot of people, they would ask, well, what should I put on the device so they do not access this or they can't get to certain sites and so on. I always say the first thing you need to do is talk to them. Explain to them why there are certain content that is inappropriate. Right? Certain things that they need to stay away from. Pornography, for example, it does not just affect them on a mental level, us on a mental level, but it's going to affect us in terms of how we view healthy relationships or expectations of sexual relationship and all these things. There are issues there. So you explain these things in an age-appropriate manner, of course, and then you could institute certain things. Because you think about it, you lock down your home network. What happens when they go by the neighbor or by some other family member?
They walk in the street and some Wi-Fi is open.
Precisely.
We need to stick up in here, though. We need to take a commercial break, folks. It's a conversation. It's 23 minutes on to 8 o'clock. I'm speaking with Mr. Jervis Dabreo. He is a part of the CSER team, but this morning he's representing the Ministry of Education, talking about mental health, especially with the children, from an IT's perspective. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Corn! Yes, we're back! It's the 7th annual Corn Festival, going down on Sunday, October 29th at the popular Footprint Bar behind Sand. Corn will be in all forms and fashions, from asham to roast corn to boiled corn, pay me to conky to corn soup, and much more. With loads of entertainment and games for everyone. So be there from 2 p.m. because there will be loads of beach games, dominoes, maypole dancing, and string band music. Mark your calendar and make sure you're part of Cornfest 2023 on Sunday, October 29th at Footprint Bar, Lauriston, Carriacou. Our partners for this event are the Grenada Tourism Authority, the Antillean Group, Ministry of Carriacou and Petty Martinique Affairs, National Lotteries Authority, Ariza Credit Union, Massa, Grenadine Airways Limited, and Classic Caribbean Lighted. Cornfest 2023, October 29th. I'll see you there.
You want to get an insight into your life? Are you willing to find astrological solutions? Master Shivrudra, the world's best psychic and spiritual healer with competency in other services too. He has guided many people who are going through a situation to find solutions to their problems and use astrological remedies for positivity. He provides services to get your ex-love back, negative energy removal, family problem solutions, health problem, and many more.
He located at Grenada STT, George's. Call him or WhatsApp +1 for 735375939.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it's crucial for us to conserve water at home. When washing my vehicle, I use a bucket with rainwater that I have stored. This is how I save water. What are you waiting for?
Hi, good day. My name is Kyle Sylvester. I am the manager and founder of Case Farming Enterprise. We're an agro-processing business that are involved in the processing of agricultural goods, where we do bottle seasoning packs, lettuce, kale, and broccoli. Sometimes we as human beings get sick or injured on the job. NS provides a safety net for us. I am here to encourage other entrepreneurs and self-employed persons to sign up under the NIS Self-Employment Program.
So it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. The conversation this morning, speaking with my good friend, Mr. Jervis Dabreo, CSOT representative / Ministry of Education. We're talking mental health as it relates to the Child Month. You're no longer in the school system, but you have an oversight because, as we always say, once a teacher, always a teacher. We always know what's happening in the schools and in the classroom. How do you think our children today, I remembered when we were in the classroom, some children, especially the girls, they had a kind of standoff approach to IT and so forth. What are you feeling now? Because I'm seeing a lot of girls coming out with grade 1s and so forth in ICT and stuff like that. What are you feeling now? Are our children gravitating towards it now? Well, again, we say they're born in it.
Yeah.
That's their time.
I think at some point it was pushed as a male thing, right? We thought that these subjects they are for the males and not for the females. Coding, that is something for guys and not for girls. But we've seen a shift, and rightly so, right? We need to have a balance. While I was teaching at SAS, there are times when, of course, SAS have a smaller female population than males, but there were times when the number of females I had in the class was competing with the number of boys. Right, so we've seen a shift in terms of the usage. It is difficult to put a percentage, but I'll tell you, when we look at the analytics from our online presence at the National CSOT, Instagram, we reach more females there than males. Okay. Right, on Facebook, it's the margin is a little closer, but again, we tend to have more females interacting with our content, seeing our content, and so forth. So we know they are heavy users. Instagram, because of its nature and the pictures, well, you don't understand that the young ladies, the females, they are going to post, and if you want to full up a dance hall, then say women free. You understand? The guys will come. Yeah. So you have the young men, and so there as well. So I think when it comes to the usage, we have males and females in the space and heavy users. Within the school system, we have been called in from the national CISA to address certain issues in certain schools. So whether it is the issue of cyberbullying, we've called in to address that. Pornography, we've actually gotten called in to address that in a couple schools as well, to talk to the parents, to have a conversation with the boys and girls so they understand that, hey, child pornography, it contravenes the Electronic Crimes Act.
Yes.
It is a no-no. You could find yourself in a lot of problems as a result of, engaging with that kind of content, whether you're seeking it, searching for it, storing it, whatever the case may be, even creating it. Oversharing, inappropriate sharing, we've been called in for that as well. So, if the school sees a problem and they realize, hey, we need to bring in somebody to address this, from time to time we get a call at the national CISA to go in and speak with the young ones. And note, I didn't say speak to the young ones. We speak with them. We let them know, hey, this is what is happening. This is what we've heard. This is, what should happen. What do you have to say on this?
So they have a voice.
They have a voice. And that's a team for Child Month.
Yes.
Every child matters. See me, value me.
Yeah, value
right?
Me, yes.
And I think when we talk about see me, it is not just about recognizing their existence, but understanding that I have a voice.
I'm an individual too.
And that's why earlier I said, within the digital space, we must allow our children to find their voice. Right, and to use their voice, and their voice must be respected. But of course, you'd expect that responsible behavior is exercised. So if you're being malicious, then I find it hard for you to say, well, you need to respect me peddling misinformation or disinformation or being rude and so forth. The law, if there is a law that you are breaking, would not turn a blind eye to that, right? But they need to find their voice, and we also need to focus on inclusivity when it comes to our young ones as well. On a program yesterday, I mentioned this young man, and he was in studio here sometime back, Jamal Phillip.
Yes.
Right. An amazing young man. Jamal Phillip is blind. He fixes computers. No, I'm not talking he takes a computer and puts it in a bag. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about he opens computers up. I'm talking about he is able to do a full installation. He's able to format drives and so forth. He is able to do that.
And is visually impaired.
Right. He has IT at CXC level. Right? Wester Hall Secondary School must be proud of him. How was all that accomplished? That was accomplished because technology was used to help someone with a disability. And this is something that parents need to understand as well. Technology is not just for entertainment. A child who is struggling with the reading and the phonics and so should not spend all their time on the device looking at music videos, right? They should be looking at the hooked on phonics and the leapfrog, what have you. You use the tool, so at the end of the day, you come off being better for having interacted with it.
Spent there,
yes. The parents who are listening, I would encourage you to adopt this rule. In my home, we tell our girls, every time you come offline, you should know something you did not know before. And twerking and being able to sing all these songs out there, they do not really count, right? That is part of entertainment. It has its place, but come off knowing something you did not know. All right,
something beneficial.
Yes, and I remember one of the first things I got after we pushed that rule. I had a session, and when I was done, we were heading back home, and my daughter, the bigger one now, told me, Dada, what you've been saying is wrong. This donkey ears thing, it is wrong. I'm like, what you mean? She's like, turtle live longer than donkey, so it makes more sense to say turtle ears, not donkey ears. And so now I make a conscious effort to remember it's turtle ears, right? But that is what needs to happen, right? We have to remember as parents that our first responsibility is parenting. not being friends. All right, it's good friend behavior to give the device and say do what you want. That is not good parenting, right? We need to have an idea as to where our children are and what they are doing. They are minors,
on the devices.
Well, not just on the device, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Where is your child right now?
Yeah.
Right? Is the child on the way to school? Are they still in bed? You have no idea. As parents, that's our responsibility. And in the virtual space, the same thing needs to happen. But as I said, you need to start with a conversation. So don't just say, hey, well, I've put these measures in place. They should not be able to access this, that. Have a conversation with them. Use the tools so they can be helped, right? I spoke to a group of young men in one of the government program about 2-3 years ago. And one of the things I mentioned to them is this: when you have your headphones on, no one knows what you're listening to. You could waste time listening music straight, or you can use some of that time to empower yourself. Whether it's you listening to audiobook, whether it's you listening to some podcast that would help you to develop as a young person. You have maybe low self-esteem, what have you. Use the technology to help you get to a place where you're a bit more comfortable.
And the thing about it is the information, they are there.
And in most cases, it's free.
You can find anything that you want there, good as well as bad. You know, so it's all about choice. In wrapping up, because we've exhausted our time, I want to ask this: do you think in Grenada, from a Grenada context, do you think we have a problem with cyberbullying?
We do have an issue with cyberbullying, right? The incidents, it has grown quite a bit in recent months. Not that it wasn't there before, but it is a problem. Fake profiles have been around for quite a while, but they're a lot more common now.
I see somebody yesterday using the Prime Minister's Facebook page.
Yeah, it happens. And again, people need to understand that it is a crime, according to the Electronic Crimes Act, identity theft, to take somebody's image, their name, what have you, and to use it without permission for whatever reason, right? That is identity theft, identity fraud, right? So it is a crime to do that according to the Electronic Crimes Act, and we need to just not get involved in that. But we do have a problem, and I think our young population, our children, they look to us as adults for guidance, and when adults are engaging in this sort of behavior, then you'd understand the ripple effect. It is going to trickle down to the children. They are going to say things because we're undermining our moral authority to speak on certain things. It's not that you should give up your voice and your right to express yourself, but understand that your freedom of speech does not, all of a sudden mean that there are no consequences to your action. So it's not that parents should stop or adults should, stop using the technology, but do so responsibly, and not hide behind a keyboard using digital boldness to say things that are meant to destroy, to mislead, and so forth. Because at the end of the day, what is happening now, we're creating this sort of atmosphere where some people are becoming a bit hesitant in terms of using some of these technology. There are people who are saying, you know what, so much things are happening on there that's not nice. Maybe I should just stay away from that. That's not what you want. You make the environment toxic. At the end of the day, you're gonna have some problems. Now, what is my advice to the general public? Report, block, stop sharing, unfollow, right? We like melee, we like the old talk and things, so these things continue. But as I said, it's not a new thing, but we are seeing it. From the national CSOT, we've had instances where parents call in, look, the child is so disturbed because of what was posted. I remember there are 2 incidents we had to report to other authorities because we got the child is now talking about self-harm, what have you, because of what was posted. An image taken from the child's profile, and some manipulation is is done, and really nasty comments are being posted. And so these things affect us as adults. So normally it's going to affect our children as well. And that is why, as I said, inclusivity is something that the technology affords us, right? We want our children to use the technology. We want them to find their voice, use their voice. Yes, we want them to understand that they are valuable and their worth is not tied to somebody giving a thumbs up, a retweet, or a little heart on there. You are special. You are valuable. Yes. Even if no one likes what you're posting. But I think it is important for us to also let them know if they see something that makes them uncomfortable or makes them feel uncomfortable, they should report it to an adult. And it is okay to step away a little bit. It doesn't make sense having 5,000 followers on Instagram and in real life you have no real friends. So we need to encourage our children from time to time to step out. Kirani James did not become an Olympian running on the TV, playing video games for that matter, right? He had to take his running into the park, into the pasture. For the young men and who love football, Messi did not become a top footballer from playing FIFA in front of his gaming console. At some point, he had to, go outside and fall on the ground, and he had to do it. He had to go out and be in thing. Farmers do not feed us by playing Farmville, that old game from Facebook years gone by. You have to go outside. You have to interact in the real world. Socializing, while you can do some of that online, but we need to encourage our children to socialize in the physical space, to play in the physical space, to get up and be about, because you want them to be healthy physically as well. And of course, monitor what is happening in terms of their usage, right? Parents often ask how much time is too much time, and I normally answer and say you need to look at what is being done and not necessarily how much time is being used. 1 hour of music videos is not equivalent to 1 hour of research. Yes, you spend 1 hour on the device, but the engagement based on what was happening is different. The purpose is different. But as I said, as parents, we have to parent and protect first. We're friends second.
All right. Well, this is where we've got to pull the plug on the program this morning. It's been very informative, and I do hope that as time progresses, we can find some space that we can have that aspect of CSERT coming on, and because as we said, this is the age for this, and the more aware we get our listening and viewing audience, the better it will be for us in general. We'll be more able to maneuver our children, overlook our children, be more meaningfully engaged with them, and so that when they come talking, we might not be able to answer all the questions they have, but at least we can have some semblance of knowledge as to what they're talking about and be mature enough to point them in the right direction and so forth. So I think it's very important. I am really happy that department exists, CSERT, and I want us to be more visual and vocal as we go forward.
Thank you for having me, sir.
My comrade.
All right.
Folks, I've been speaking with Mr. Jervis Dabreo, representing the Ministry of Education, and really based in the CSERT, National CSERT program, but he expounded on the cyberbullying and the mental health as we into Child Month, and today being Mental Health Day. That's it for the program. We've got to join the BBC. Thank you for participating one way or the other, and God bless you. Bye-bye.